What's up, y'all? Capricorn moons. Thank you for connecting to Divine Star Energy. It's your girl, Nicole. In today's video, we're going to talk about your moon sign. So what does the moon represent in astrology? In astrology, the moon represents your internal feelings and emotions, your private side. It represents your internal personality. It represents your perception of your relationship with your mother. And it represents your nurturing abilities and how you were nurtured or lack thereof. So being Capricorn moon, Capricorn is the sign of structure. It's the sign of discipline and responsibilities because it's ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the restrictor or the disciplinary. And it's also the sign of law and order. The Capricorn moon, you can feel like you always have had to have your shit together. Like, even as a child, you could have felt like a baby adult. Like, if normal children or like teenagers start working at like 15, 16, a Cap moon person probably start working when they was like 10 or 11 years old, even if it was just doing like chores around the house or, you know, having a lot of responsibilities around the house where, you know, they had to take out the trash, they had to go wash the car, they had to babysit their siblings, they had to keep the dishes clean, they had to scrub the bathroom floors with toothbrushes, not just like, but they had a certain level of responsibilities growing up. Some of them didn't really get to experience having a childhood because they were forced into a role of, you know, taking care of somebody. Capricorn moon, depending on where this falls, if it's in the fourth house, it could have been them like taking care of their grandparents, or they could have been like raised by their grandparents. Or their mom could have been just like a restrict disciplinary type of person versus a nurturing type of mother. She could have been the type of mother who was always making sure you stayed on top of your stuff. Like, you got to make sure your homework done. You got to make sure you keep a steady routine, go to bed at a certain time, brush your teeth every day. Like, keep this order, keep this structure, pay attention to things that are going to help you in your life later versus the fact that you were a child right then. Like, she didn't really focus on the fact that you did need nurturing. You really did need somebody to tell you that everything's going to be okay, and it's okay if you're sad, or if it's okay if you cry, and it's okay if you experience different ranges of emotions. That's a part of being human. Like, this is your feminine side. So you have this strict moon sign as a, you know, inner emotions. It's like you could be the type where you detach from your emotions because you were never taught to embrace them as a child. So now as an adult, you don't know what to do them. You don't know what to do with them. You don't find value in them. You don't see how it's useful to sit here and cry about something when you can just do something to build a stronger foundation that's going to benefit you later in the future. Like, a Capricorn moon person, if they're in a relationship and you break up with them, you know, they're going to kind of like, they might be a little surprised by it, but they're not going to express that at all. They're just going to be like, okay, you know, you do what's best for you, whatever, you know, I'm gonna do me, whatever, you know. And then they're just gonna put all that energy of, you know, the suppressed feelings. Like, they're definitely gonna feel some type of way about it, because on the opposite axis, on the other end of Capricorn, is the sensitive sign of Cancer. So they definitely feel emotions. They just detach from them and they kind of like rationalize them, because this is Earth here. So Earth is all about doing things that make sense and that are practical. Like, it's not practical for me to sit here and cry you a river, so let me go build my legacy instead. You know, let me just take these emotions and stuff them to the back burner and go hard with putting all my energy into my job or into my career or into my education. There's something that's gonna materialize in the future, because me just having emotions, what can it do? Emotions don't pay the bills. It's Capricorn energy. Emotions don't pay the bills. Emotions don't help me progress in life. They don't give me that status. They don't help my reputation. They are kind of useless, is how Capricorn moon people can feel, even though, the truth is emotions are not useless. Emotions tell us, how we feel about what's going on. And depending on what those emotions are, sometimes we do need to listen to our emotions to be able to react in a healthy way, and to have a full balance of our feminine energy and our masculine energy, because we can't always be doing action and never tapping into our feelings and our emotions, because how you manifest is through your emotions. It's not through hard work and practicality. It's through your emotions and through your sensitivity and your ability to just allow things to happen for you, and not to always feel like you have to do this and you have to do that, and if you don't do this then that won't happen for you, and if you don't get this level of education then you'll never achieve these goals, and if you don't finish at this time then you're too late, and all of this hard core Saturn delayed restriction type of energy is not always necessary, but it is powerful enough to make you achieve, it's powerful enough for you to achieve your goals, basically. The moon is in its detriment here because it's at home in Cancer, and Cancer is way on the other side. It's the equal opposite of Capricorn. So, Capricorns don't easily express emotions. They do feel them. They are human, whether people want to believe that or not. Capricorns are human, but they just have to do practical things. This is Earth. They have to do what makes sense to them. They have to do what's going to materialize into something later. A bucket full of tears won't hold anything but water. The Capricorn energy, they are really great at gaining things in the material world. They're really great at reaching high levels of success, but internally, they just always feel like it's not enough, no matter what level they go to. Like, they might start off with an associate's degree, and then they get their bachelor's degree, and then they get their doctor's degree or master's, whatever. I might have said that out of order, but you get the point. No matter what level of evolution they have, they always feel like, I ain't doing shit. I gotta do something else. Like, I'm not doing enough. Like, it's not enough. It'll never be enough is how Capricorn moon people feel sometimes. But they still are proud of themselves as long as they're achieving new goals, as long as they're being the GOAT, okay? As long as they're reaching the top of that mountain, they can be proud of themselves and happy with themselves. But if they're not, the fall is just horrible. It's depression. It's them completely just shutting down and not wanting to do anything at all, because the little that they did do went unnoticed, or it didn't receive enough of the achievements that they thought it would, and then they feel discouraged by it. Capricorns have an emotional attachment to being able to provide for themselves. Like, they don't want somebody else to have to do something for them. They want to be able to do it themselves. They want to be independent emotionally. Like, they don't want to have to, rely on you. They don't want to be in these codependent relationships. They don't want to be in these codependent relationships. They want to be the master of their own fate. Capricorn moon people could have grown up with just like unemotional people around them, so they didn't feel like it was acceptable to express their emotion. They might have felt like they had to just, keep everything suppressed and, keep a cool face on the outside and just put everything else to the back burner and keep it moving. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, push the red button to subscribe, and I'll holla at y'all later, Cap Moons.